we thinking we about to make a hit.
Calling all kings to the flow. I'm about my business, you know. Keep it 100. It's my faith in God that keeps me on the go. About my money, my love, what it needs to grow. I'm calling all kings to the flow. Calling all kings to the flow. Calling all kings to the flow. I'm about my business, you know. Keep it 100. It's my faith in God that keeps me on the go. About my money, my love, what it needs to grow. I'm calling all kings to the flow. Calling all kings to the flow.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Crown Kings podcast.
Yeah.
What up? And I'm your boy, Trev.
I go by that boy, Dodie.
I'm not a rapper today. I'm just Mark.
That boy, Big Mark. So check it out, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We are trying some new things today, some new technology, some new things. So hopefully y'all can give us some feedback. But listen, before we get too deep, fellas, y'all already know what it is. How was everybody's Thanksgiving? I also want to know, well, you know what? How was your Thanksgiving? Let's go there.
Thanksgiving was great for me. Got a chance to chill with some family, some friends that I haven't seen in a little minute. It's always good to check up on your people. Like I always said, check up on your people. You never know what they're going through. But yeah, it was real good. It was just, a chill, relaxed Thanksgiving this year. Didn't do it all out extravaganza style. So, yeah.
So y'all got some food left over? 'Cause I remember that one year y'all invited me for a plate.
That was enough.
And okay.
Ain't nothing left over from now.
It's gone. The boy didn't even let me get it out. So I guess that's okay. He ain't the rapper today. How was your Thanksgiving, dog?
I mean, it was pretty good. So, obviously, we had to kind of travel to different houses. That's just kind of unfortunately what it is. But overall, I mean, it was good. Though. It was good to kind of definitely get with family. I feel like it's, we don't get together as a whole family a lot like we used to for some reason. But it was good to definitely, kind of, have that old thing back, so to speak. So it was good though. Definitely. I can officially say I'm kind of over the Thanksgiving food now.
Want a cheeseburger?
Yeah, I'm done now. Like I think it's, and I don't know. Just I don't know. I don't know if that's just me getting older to where it's like, yeah, I'm tired of it now. I'm good on that.
Put that gravy in the trash.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Chicken and dressing. Yeah, I'm just man. Like I'm good now.
Well, it was interesting for us this year, man. I've been working a lot. However, I can appreciate the fact that we didn't have to drive this year.
Yeah.
We can appreciate the fact that it was a small meal that my wife stayed up till 4 a.m. Getting together.
Shout out Jazz Mar.
Shout out
Jazz
to the wife.
Shout out to Justine because she did cook this time, so I didn't have to do
Word
it.
up.
Shout out to Nikita for her side dishes that she made, and she actually made cheesecakes, by the way.
And I ain't getting none of it. She told me she couldn't find that recipe. I'm gonna call her though.
Yeah, you weren't
I know
there.
her phone.
All right, Nikita.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're going to have to talk about the
Got your number.
cheesecake.
Y'all
love
show
you.
up. It's good though. I mean,
And now he just not telling the truth. You just get.
I wanted us to get together so I can have to call both of you at the same
Ain't
time.
that something? Well, that's good because today that's what we're gonna talk about: communication.
Oh, I thought you were talking about cheesecake. It was like, okay. Well.
Should have brought that up. Fine time is after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to appreciate y'all, man, for y'all patience even on today because we can start a little later. Your boy had to go in, but listen, either way, it's going down, and so on today. We are going to revisit a topic that we talked about in the beginning. We just touched on it. It came up again, and from one of our viewers, just on the importance of communication. And this, I believe, is relational in general, between husband and wife, between family and friends. But as y'all know, in the Crown King, we keep it unscripted. So we're just going to go off the deep end, and we're going to make it do what it do.
Again.
You feel me?
Here we go, Lord.
We are not experts.
Please,
We are just telling you what works for us. It might work for you. You can take what you want from it. You can do what you want with it. But we are not experts.
Exactly.
And I stand on
degrees
that.
in that. You know, we are all a work in progress.
Work in progress.
Some things we say we take to heart and we try to implement.
Yes.
And that's just what it is. That's what it's supposed to be.
Right.
The goal is to grow, but growth don't happen overnight.
Absolutely.
Growth don't happen after the episode.
Right.
Growth don't happen just because I said it from my lips. I'm automatically changed. No.
Right.
It does not mean that.
That's true.
You know, growth is a forever changing thing.
Just like a marriage.
Exactly.
Forever
So we definitely want to get that
committed
out
to
there
work
because
on
I
each
feel
other.
like there may be some misconceptions in terms of that, and we definitely want to set the record straight that change don't happen overnight.
Yeah.
Not at
You
all.
know,
I think too, fellas, a real important thing that at least it has helped me, and I know I've said this often on different platforms, but when you are in, I guess, the spotlight, or you have an audience and there are things that you are presenting, a lot of times the things that we present come from the viewers, which in turn will cause us to take inventory of our own lives and then apply things that may work. The other thing is we have to do the research to find out, okay, man, I can do this better.
Yep.
Maybe I haven't thought about making that adjustment, or maybe the ones that brought it to my attention, or when they brought it to my attention, it wasn't in a manner in which caused me to do that research.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's start right there, man. Let's start right there. I'm glad we got some clarity, but let's get it popping with the topic of communication. So I'll start with this. Why is communication so important in a relationship? I'm not on hooked on phonics. I just wanted to say it slow, so that we can get it
for the people in the back
on the table. Why is it that communication is so important? Why is it always brought up either in counseling, out on different platforms? Why is communication so important in relationships? Let's go.
For me, I think communication, sorry. I think it's important in a marriage because since a marriage is a lifetime commitment, it is a lifetime working commitment. Communication, it allows you to let your partner know, whatever it is, your husband, your wife, no discrimination. It lets them know what stage that you are in, whether you feel like you've got this growth now, hey, now I'm moving up a level. I think communication lets in a marriage know where you're working towards as a person, as a whole. Hey, I feel like this is the way we need to move. And we can go into depth about it, but I feel like it lets the other person know where you're at in your growth, where you feel like you're lacking. So, along those lines, it just helps you move along in the marriage a little bit more.
Yeah. It's my turn.
You ready?
It's your turn.
Yeah, you are a crown king.
Let me.
This is what episode is this, by the way? 4?
This is episode 4. Yeah.
All right, praise God. Come on.
So obviously, communication, I feel like, is definitely important in a marriage. It is definitely one of those things to where it allows you to, know your mate more, how they're feeling, and it's clearly vital in any relationship, whether it be a marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, whatever the case may be. And like Mark said, obviously there are different stages in communication. Whereas you could have one person in the relationship that's not as much of a communicator for whatever reason. Whereas you have another person that may be overly communicative.
Boy, y'all
And-
see, 10 y'all behind.
And then it's
Don't quit coming for me real quick.
at that point it's trying to find a balance between
Yeah.
you talk this much, I don't talk as much, how do we find a balance?
Yep.
Without changing you or changing me. And I almost kind of feel like it's weird to say to get on somebody's level to where it's like you can reach me where I am.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then help to bring me up versus talking down to me, to my level, if that makes any sense.
Very true.
Because now it seems more combative than it is communicative.
Yeah.
You know, so, and again, that's just based on the different levels. And my bad, I don't want to take over.
No.
There was something that I was thinking about.
Come on.
Speak.
So,
We here now.
and the example is this. Let's just say you grew up in your household
That was gonna come up. So go ahead.
being able to express yourself however you felt, being able to speak your true feelings at all times. You were given this option. You were championed to do so. So obviously you did that to the point to where you're grown. You're an adult now, still doing it. Obviously, it's at a higher level, almost to the point to where it's like, you know, it may be a bit much, but this is what you've been, you know, from the dirt. You've been grown up doing this certain thing. Whereas on the other side, you have another situation where you wouldn't dare communicate your feelings. Not to the fact to where you have a disagreement with a parent.
Yeah.
And you say how you feel, you wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
So it's not something that was necessarily taught or championed. It was more so do as I say because I'm your parent.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's raising you. I'm the one. Exactly. Yeah. So of course, not saying that that's necessarily a wrong thing, but that's how you were
That's
raised.
how you grew up.
So you brought up into adulthood, almost to say that once you did grow up into adulthood, you were under your parents' wing. You're on your own. Your communication skills are still starting from where you were versus where you are age-wise. You know what I mean? So certain things that person A knew, like, continue to filter and grow into, you're still kind of, certain things is like, I'm getting there, but I'm not where you are. But then to kind of use that as a weapon to say, then why aren't you? We're adults. But yet you've been groomed this way.
Yeah.
I wasn't groomed that way. Or this other person wasn't groomed this way. Right. But yet we're officially made to be on the same level in that regard when I wasn't. I'm still getting there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I can say for myself, I'm definitely not what I was then. Yeah. But I'm in no way, shape, form, or fashion where I probably could or should be had I been given that kickstart at a younger age. Yeah. So I mean that was just an example that I've been kind of thinking of over the past few weeks for sure.
I think in that regard, or really in any regard, when you got two people that's coming, because we obviously come from two different backgrounds.
Yeah,
of course.
We talked about this before, where there is a male perspective, there's a female perspective, right?
Yeah.
Now, in any relationship, when two people are coming together, whether it's to discuss something, to decide on something, whether it's for right now or for the future, our opinions may not always align initially.
Correct.
We may be still going to one common goal, or the plan is to get to one common goal, but we may have two different ideas on how to get there.
Yeah.
You may take 35, I may take the toll road. You don't like toll fees.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when we do come together, how can we come to an agreement? Whether it's to try this route or try this route and see if it works. Or if it's just to say, okay, look, this is what we're doing. You are the leader, or we the teammate, whatever the case may be. So I guess for me, when we are communicating in relationships, in marriage, or whatever the case may be, I should be able to freely say, this is my view. These are my concerns. These are the things that I think will bless this union. And these are the things that I think will make it a little tougher. Yeah. So with that being said, again, this is why communication is so important. How do we cross that bridge of the fact that I love you. Yes, I believe in you. Yes, I trust you. But in this particular instance, we're not on the same page.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Here we go.
I think to get to that point, yes, feelings are something, but feelings have to be taken out of it. Yeah. Because if I say something that hurts your feelings, but I know it's gonna work, like you want your partner to see it in you, right? And you be like, that ain't really right. That ain't the funk right there. You need to change that up. Don't get into your feelings and say, oh no, this is just what I'm gonna do. This is me. No, we're supposed to be helping each other, right? I think one of the things is feelings have to be taken out of it, because it's not about what, it's just what I see. Like, hey, this might could help you. I feel like some, not all, some women put a lot more feeling into, like, how am I trying to say this? They want it to be right. You know, them say they want it for them. It'd be like, I did it my way. Yeah. But sometimes your way could be hurting you, and you just don't see it. Yeah. Like that's what I feel like a partner is there for, to be like, hey, nah, that ain't the right move. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, well, won't you try it this way? But if you got that feeling like, hey, this is my way and this is how I'm gonna do it, then I feel like it'll be an attack, because you ain't speaking right. Yeah. Nah, like I always take every conversation, that I always take something out of it. Maybe, I go back and reflect on it and be like, nah, maybe I am moving a little different. Maybe this ain't the right way. Let me go back, think about this, and be like, okay, that's that whole communication piece and conversation piece and we can go into depth about this too, because it's a lot to this communication. I just watched a video the other day. A guy, he said what's going on in the world right now is because people stop having conversations with each other. Yeah. Once you remove the conversation and communication, that's where violence takes place, because, hey, I feel like, you ain't agreeing with me. It's. Yeah.
Well, I think too, and humans, well, shoot, whether you were taught or whether you used to learn behavior, sometimes people, and I've seen it, and I've probably been a victim of it myself even, you get to a place to where one or the other partner may shut down, and like you said, shoot, that will shut down the communication. Mm-hmm. And I've heard it said, like, well, it's only for a temporary time, but how do you know that while that thing is ticking? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's ticking, and shoot, you walk through the kitchen, but it's ticking. Yeah. You're in the living room, but it's ticking. Mm-hmm. Now it's time for it to go to bed. It's still ticking, and I can't even get you to say much less I love you. Yeah. So the whole game changes now, and the dynamic changes, because at the end of the day, nothing has now been resolved. Mm-hmm. It has been prolonged, and now my thoughts become where I may have come in and say this is a resolution. Now it's coming in like, shoot, okay, so this is what we're doing. You know
now
what I mean?
You got that vengeance.
And that's not the right spirit, but I'm saying we have to be realistic with ourselves and say, we do. Nobody's perfect. So your mindset on a Monday may not be the same on a Tuesday. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Especially after you've had time to kind of reflect, and really and truly kind of let it sink in of what happened. And as it should be forever changing. It should be evolving. But if there is a dispute or disagreement or some situation to where you're not together on whatever the communication is, I would be the first to tell you, and I can say it on camera, that.
Well, you on camera.
Yeah. So. In communication, obviously, again, is one of those things that I feel is ever changing. And I don't know. Like, I'll be the first to tell you. After a while, I kind of just, I don't want to say zone out, but I'll shut down. Shut down is like, because at some point, and I think that's, I don't want to say all men, but a lot of times men are interested in the resolution versus the game plan to get to the resolution.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, I don't want to say that's something that's taught. That could be something that's just innately in me. What is it resolve? If you telling me, just an example, that I don't ever take out the trash. I don't never take out the trash. I see the trash full. I have the kids take out the trash. I never physically take out the trash. In my mind, resolve, okay, I'll not let the kids do it. I'll take out the trash. That's a resolve. Because you said to me, I don't ever take out the trash. So I'm going to take out the trash.
But now you're trying to be funny.
Exactly. I'm being funny. It's a situation to where, you missing the point, but that's what we were talking about, right? Because that was the subject. I took the subject, and maybe again you had some subtext in there that maybe for whatever reason I zoned in on the main idea, and that's a part of trying to grow in communication because I want the resolution. Yeah. What is going to get us out of this pitfall or out of this negative space? If that's the resolve, I'm headed to the resolve.
I'm heading to the.
You know what I mean?
Right
I do care how we get there, but it's like I can see. I have a clear view of what the resolve is. Yeah. Let me get to the resolve, and in my mind, God, Jesus, Father God, Holy Ghost, this is the right way to go. This is gonna make everything better. This is gonna get us back to a calm, resting place. Yeah. And a lot of times, it's the journey that I miss. I miss the journey versus just getting to the resolve.
You know this to be true. This is true, and this is no pointing fingers at women, but
of course
you hear people say men are from Jupiter and
men are from
Mars,
from Venus.
Yeah,
2 planets, right? Okay,
whichever 2 you want to pick.
You know what I'm saying?
Ones that ain't even close to each other.
Yeah, probably some we ain't even whatever. But I think, in growing in marriage, it's not easy. Yeah. But the truth of the matter is, I think a lot of times for women, it's the validation piece. Yeah. For us, like you said, we automatic. If y'all listening, this is the real deal. Men are automatic.
Listen close.
Fix it creatures.
Yeah.
Yep.
We want to fix it.
It ain't just me.
Okay. We want it to be fixed. Like right now, because that's the way I'm gonna get the best rest, and I know you're selfish. No, we are gonna get some good sleep.
Yeah.
If there is a resolution or a resolve.
Peace.
Okay. And better yet, I'm going to be my best self with the resolve.
Yeah.
and because I'm not stressed, struggling, and straining like the conspirators say, trying to figure out, did I breathe wrong? Or, did I turn? Did you take the dog out? Did you take out the trash? I did all that. What is wrong?
Did you put gas in?
You know what I'm saying? What
Should
is
I
the
have
problem?
asked her, did she want something to eat?
I done did all that. I done all that.
Yeah.
Because, again, that's our nature to fix it. But we are learning, okay? If that is a real thing, and I'm saying, because we're talking about communication, women and men, if you feel that way, if you feel like that your feeling has not been validated, or that your question or that your communication has not been received, then there is a way that you can make that known so that we can get to the bottom of it.
Yep.
Versus play the quiet game and then be like, oh, it wasn't a big deal. Until the next time, it's a big deal. And then it's a bigger deal.
Yeah.
And then it turned into the biggest deal. Well, I went through all them transitions.
Yeah.
Look at God.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. But
it's a real thing.
our goal in communication is to come to a resolution.
Yeah,
all right?
of course.
Whether we are planning a trip, whether we are planning to purchase a new home or make amends to the home that God has already blessed us with, or the children, or how we rear the children. Again, I've seen it, and I know this to be true. No matter how long that we have been around each other, been with each other, those backgrounds still come up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're a city boy and I'm a country boy, we gonna handle things a little bit different.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean that nothing's wrong, but again, these are things that have been planted in us since birth.
Yeah.
So there are some adjustments that can be made, but again, the communication has to be solid in order for us to make those adjustments.
Of course.
So, man, this is good. Okay, so with that being said, how we're talking about communication. So there is a verbal and there is nonverbal. And we hear women talk about it all the time. You know, your nostrils was flaring. You know,
I think men are more nonverbal. Than, like, you should
You-
pick up on my cues.
Yeah.
you blinked your eyes, and you know.
I think
got the
women.
glasses on,
I think women are more verbal than most, and you know, I think men are more nonverbal. Is if we been together for a while, you should pick up on my cues, huh?
Yeah.
But is your nonverbal like? Is it like a nonchalant, or is it like, give me a minute, or is that communication basically saying like? I mean, what is that? What do you feel like in a nonverbal cue? Because we talk about them from an emotional standpoint, but in your nonverbal cue, what vibe do you think that puts off?
That you don't care, or that you're not acknowledging the feeling. You're not acknowledging what's being said.
You're not acknowledging the moment.
Exactly.
I am.
Whereas I've given you the resolution. I've acknowledged, maybe not verbally say I acknowledge, but I'm acknowledging the moment enough to say I want to resolve it.
Yeah.
I care enough to resolve it. What is it resolve? Versus going from A to Z, then from Z back to A, to still get back to the simple resolution of it.
Yeah.
all.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because I'll be the first. I don't like doing a lot of talking. I don't.
I don't.
And
Tell
that-
me what
that-
I need
that
to
may
do,
be that could be
and
a
I'm
character
gonna do
flaw.
it.
Yeah.
You know.
That could be a character flaw, and you know, God bless me, and prayerfully, He can continue to work with me on that. But it's especially if we're continuously talking, and maybe again, you know, that could be another part of this question with communication. You know, how prevalent is it to listen to hear versus listen to respond?
Yeah, and we brought that up before.
We brought that up.
And I've
Yeah, we
you
brought
know, I feel like that's a big part of communicating as well, because I think definitely for women, I feel like you should be listening to hear.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Whereas men, because we're worried about the resolution, you gave me the problem, I'm responding with the resolution. And again, that I can only speak for me.
So you heard that though, like, and I've heard it in school, and I've heard it even in my relationship. So women say, "I didn't want you to fix it."
So
why you bring it to
why
me?
did
You knew that's what I was gonna do.
Exactly. That's what I was.
You knew that's what I was gonna do.
Why did? I mean, I understand, and that's the part that men have to get, and we have to shut our brains down sometimes.
Yeah.
It's because you know, just listen to a video. He said, you have to listen, just because maybe she wanted to just get it off of her chest.
Yeah.
Maybe she wasn't looking for a fixer. She just wanted to, you know, put it out there and open the, you know, get the stress off of her. But then again, in our brains, sometimes we don't know how to shut our brain down, and it's just like, all right, that's your problem. Let me go fix it.
Yeah. And then when you feel like there's no, like the resolution has been presented, and you kind of still kind of just, okay, Lord, I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm hearing. But I got the resolve right here.
I got it
right here. If this is what you...
Oh, want your resolve?
And it's like, I can, Lord, if you just get it to her, I want to resolve it. I don't want you to feel a certain way.
Yep.
But it don't take all this extra.
It don't.
Just let me resolve it. I want to resolve. I'm here because I want to resolve it. I've done my due diligence to try to have it resolved. I presented a resolve. I hear you, what you're saying that you need or what you want me to feel. So, okay, allow me to do that. Allow me to process it. Allow me to take it in for what it is. And not saying that, and I think that's another thing too, in communication, sometimes, or maybe forever, you can say a thing and you may have to say it again. You may have to say it again.
You may have to say it 2 or 3 times.
Exactly. And that doesn't really matter if you've been married 2 days or 30 years.
Yeah.
Sometimes, depending on the situation, depending
have to
on
repeat it.
exactly. I mean, you may have to reiterate your feelings. Yeah. You know, and I'm still willing to do the resolve. You know, if I have to do the resolve 30 times to make sure that we're good, that's what I want to do. Yeah. You know, but you can't present a problem and then kind of talk around it, ins and outs, and now we've added stuff from last week and we put that into it too, and like, wait a minute now, not
hey, that's something different.
Okay,
I was prepared for this one right here.
I already had the check mark for that one. But you know,
now you didn't threw in a curveball.
Well, wait a minute, not check mark, but I already had a resolve. I don't want to say check mark because it's not a checklist. Yeah. But at least I want to make the situation right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But ladies, I want y'all to hear this because this is the truth. And you heard it from each one of us. A man, sometimes I know I do. I can't speak for every man. But a lot of times I'm multitasking in my head.
Yeah, all the time.
And so a lot of the multitask equals me fixing multiple things.
Yeah.
Or finding one thing that can fix one big thing.
Yeah.
For sure. So you're right. You may have to tell me once, twice, but I've heard it said. And this is no jab to nobody, but it's funny because it done came up more than one time. I've told you this 17 times, and so you should know. And so why are we talking about this again?
Why are we talking?
But listen, maybe you'd have called me at the crossroad, okay?
Yeah.
I really feel like most men, again, want to find the resolve.
Of course.
But you have to realize that we, men and women, don't always think the exact same way.
Exactly.
Yes, I should know you better. But as we get older, year after year, I know for me, for a fact, I'm not the same guy I was last year.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly not the guy I was in 2017.
Yeah.
And Lord, I appreciate you for not being the guy I was in 1990 or whenever, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, we need to be mindful of that, okay? So when you are communicating something to your significant other, whether it's something that you need done or whether it's just an emotion or feeling or something that you experienced at work, whatever the case may be, it's not that he is not concerned. It's not that he is not listening. Men respond to turbulence in a different manner.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay? So we love you. May God bless you. May God keep you. It's my prayer. All right. So I want to get, I feel good about that. I went to church last night.
Church?
I went to church last night, and I'm still high. What? All for God, because I know y'all.
Yeah.
That boy smokes.
Yeah.
Isn't he a minister? Yeah.
What is he
But
on?
I don't. You know what I'm saying? It's this coffee. It's this coffee. All right. So speaking of communication, this was brought up probably about a week ago. It came up from another viewer, and it was tied into communication. And I know y'all get. This is just a segue into something bigger that we're going to talk about maybe the next episode. I don't know. We're going to get together. But it was communication via physical intimacy versus emotional intimacy. And I feel like that is tied into what we're talking about in communication because I think we are programmed. Especially when we're talking about sex, it's like, shoot, take it off, come on.
Yeah.
What's going on? What we doing? What we doing?
Physical touches.
You know what I mean? But on a more of an emotional, and it's not just women, but more on the emotional side, we're still in that communication space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And even then, we have to communicate what that need is, what that want is, what that expectancy is. So with that being said, as we transition, even though we're still in the communication space, how, when, where is it an appropriate time to set that foundation for emotional versus physical
Is it throughout the relationship? Or,
I would say absolutely. Because I would, again, from the beginning, from the day you said I do. Well, from the day you said I do to current, I can guarantee you that some things have changed.
Yeah.
However, if that is the nature, women's body change, men's body change, your needs from one standpoint may be one thing, and then by now it may be something different. Because I think for me, and I'm a visual person, I see it that a lot of times women can set a foundation. That I need this. You need to take me. Don't take me to Cheesecake Factory. That's the new thing. But I need to be dated. I need to be this. I need to be that. And for men, I think it gets swept under the rug because we don't verbally say, "Shoot, I like movies too." You know what I'm saying? I don't want you just using me for my goodness either. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean.
I don't think we would definitely say no.
You know, but in order to express your needs, in order to communicate that in a loving way, when do you feel like it's a good time to set those boundaries? The other state, and while we're on it, is do we revisit this on a monthly basis, an annual basis, or a daily basis? Because again, we are forever changing. So let's go.
Well, I mean, I feel like is it something that should be revisited, possibly, but I do feel like it's one of those things too, to where if it ain't broke, why are we trying to fix it? You know what I mean? I feel like if it's something that we've come together collectively and you know, without necessarily verbally saying that it works, we can both feel that it works.
Yeah.
Then we're going with it. We're not trying to recreate the wheel or, you know what I mean, add additional things to it to make it, you know, work better because it may not work. You know what I mean? I do feel like obviously between emotional and physical, I mean, will always be, at least in my opinion, a not a struggle, but they're two different things, but they combine into one. So we can do both at the same time, but it's almost kind of like, I'm trying to see the best way to put it, like we're taking a trip. We know if we're taking a trip,
Communicate it then, boy.
we have to, one, plan out the route where we're going.
Yep.
Two, how we're gonna get there. We're gonna drive, we're gonna fly, we're gonna take a boat, train. And then if we are gonna drive, we need to put gas in the car, we need to make sure luggage is in the car, we need to make sure everything on the car itself is good, all to get to that destination. So there's many different things that tie into each other to get to the common goal. And if, let's just say the common goal is the physical, then there are things that are still building up to that. Whether it be, giving flowers or bringing you lunch or going out on dates. Those particular things are all emotional things to lead up to the physical. You know what I mean? Because it's all, I don't want to go off the rails and say that, but if we're, as a man,
He's gonna go out the rails.
Yeah.
As a man, things that I do are not just because of the day. They're not just because they're my routine.
Yep.
They're not just because I'm checking off a checklist based on a routine. I'm doing them because I want to do them. I'm doing them because it makes me feel good to see you smile, to see you happy, to see you pleased. In all efforts for the physical. I can be honest and say that. I'm not just doing it just for the sake of it. I'm doing this for two reasons. One, because I want you to be happy. I want you to be pleased. I want you to know how I feel about you by doing these small things. And in turn, in my mind, the physical is coming based upon my good deeds or me showing you how I feel. It's not just because, or it's something like a muscle memory thing. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of times, that kind of messes up stuff too when that's the impression that you're being given back towards things that you're doing out of the kindness of your heart because you love. Because I don't do it for nobody else. I'm not going. I don't do this for my mama. I don't do this for my brother, my sisters. Love them dearly, but I don't do none of this for them.
Yeah, you ain't never bought me no flowers.
I can be honest and say that, but yet, you know what I mean. It's
Can't
not
even get
just
no cheesecake.
It's good too, but it's not out of routine. It's because certain things I enjoy doing because I know that you like them. You like them, so I love them enough to want to make sure you're always feeling the way that you should feel.
But that's still a form of communication.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yet, if in whatever turmoil or conflict, that's kind of pushed back on you to say that how I express how I feel on a daily basis throughout the week or whatever is kind of combated with it's a routine. This is something that it's no different than you getting up at a certain time in the morning and putting on clothes to go to work. Then it's like, okay, well, I still feel this way, even though you may feel this way about it. I still feel like I still want to do these things because I know these things make you happy. Either because you may not have time to do it, or you may not be thinking about it. And I'm thinking about you enough to go out of my way throughout my day to at least try to make your day. It's not just a routine thing for me. Now it may happen 2-3 times a week. Then I'm thinking of you 2-3 times a week throughout the week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just but again, it's in preparation for the bigger, explosion.
You don't know. You don't know when.
big thing.
You don't know where.
And that's the thing too, because even if I don't know, and chances are it may not even happen, and I continue to do it, should let you know then that it's not a routine thing.
Yep.
I'm still. It's like building a house. I'm still building my blocks.
Yeah.
Because at some point in time, I know something is coming out of it, even if it's just you smiling and saying, "Thank you, I really needed this today."
Yeah.
That makes my day.
Man.
To know that you appreciate me enough to say that.
Yeah.
Because I took my time out.
I took my time. My time.
Exactly, my time. I didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't ask me to do it.
Yep.
But I took my time out to do this because I love you enough to want to see you happy, to want to see you,
Succeed.
have a good day. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's all in communication.
I think, man, a simple thank you for, even from a brother. I mean, it's like, dang.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
You welcome. Might do that again next week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I can go with you on that, because I also feel like if you have an opportunity, again, if you see something that needs to be done, or if you express something verbally, and I've picked up on it in order to make your day easier, or I may just do it because, again, I see it.
Yeah.
That thing was on the floor. She said that gets on her nerve. Let me try to get it up.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Yeah.
But it's big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yes, a simple thank you. But I also feel like, and this is us as men, I also feel like that sometimes that same feeling, that emotion, is portrayed to be something that's not when it's asked to be reciprocated.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Boy. Marinate.
That was a mouthful. That's sizzling
That
too.
was.
That's
You know what I'm
straight
saying?
off the skillet.
It is very, even though it's authentic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, this don't make you less than.
No.
But as someone who has feelings, as someone who experiences day-to-day fights, just as the next working person, just as the next parent, just as the next son, whatever the case may be, it still feels good for that to be reciprocated. And again, as a man, that does not make you less than.
Yeah.
Because you would like to receive that blessing. And that's even before the cookie.
Yeah, way before.
Yeah, way before.
You know what I mean? Initially, the cookie is not even in the.
Sometimes we don't even be thinking.
They think we think about it all the time.
Yeah,
I know you finna go there. Come on,
we don't think about it all the time.
No.
These men.
Sometimes we just like you said, Dodie. We want to see them happy.
Yeah.
Like if you down and you said, hey, this will maybe I take my time out to go do that.
Yeah.
I don't care about. Sometimes I don't care about that happy ending.
Yeah. I know it's coming.
You know what I mean? It's gonna come.
Yeah. Like that's
Every time you say that, I think about you don't know when and you don't know where.
It's
That's the icing on the cake.
Yeah, that's just icing on the cake.
Oh,
So, but again, it's not a chore. It's not something
It's
that
not.
is done just because. There is thought behind it because I chose to do it when I did it, how I did it.
And two, I always go back to this because we are teammates.
Yeah.
And if anybody's ever been on a team, if one of your teammates is down, if one of your teammates make a mistake, I think about this now because we're in playoff season for football. If somebody drops the ball or fumbles on a big play or get burned on and we lose the game by 6 because you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's my responsibility. Now, I'm saying this from a higher calling. It's my responsibility to make sure that my household is good.
Yeah.
It's my responsibility to make sure that my wife is good, that she feels appreciated, that she feels like somebody, like I got her back, which I do. I'm almost 100% sure. I'm gonna say 99.9 and a half, because we human, we're gonna fall short sometime. But the intentionality, God dog, that word keep coming up. The intentionality is for me to be my best self so that you can be your best self.
Yep.
And
Your biggest cheerleader.
that's it. On purpose.
Yeah.
Not on accident.
Not because I have to.
On purpose.
Not because,
I chose to go this route
yeah.
with you.
Not because I'm forced to. This is something that I, in my heart, say I need to do.
Yeah.
This is something that I'm on this team to do, to be a teammate.
I said yes.
I don't want to, I don't want to be combative. I don't want to be,
I don't want to be none of that.
I am a teammate.
I'm
That's
here
my
to help
goal.
you out.
That's my job.
So I do feel like,
But I do need help in return.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's the misconception sometimes. And I can be honest. Like I feel like because the world looks at it, because you're a man,
Yeah.
you should be able to take all these blows, and you shouldn't expect it. That's your doggone job. You know what I mean? You stuck your chest out for that, then do it for this. And if not, then this is your result. You know what I mean? So while you down, let me go and bust your head to the white meat.
Yeah. That's.
But it's not. It should be, again. That should be a time where he's like, okay, look, man. Today wasn't your best day, and God forbid we have a bad day at the same time.
Yeah.
But
World War III.
it happens. Life don't give you no warning. There ain't no steady guide to say, shoot, by Wednesday, have these questions down, have this down.
Yeah.
Come in with your PJs on. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man, but I'm excited for the fact of getting better. I think that we all, men and women included, we need to take heed and try to learn from each other. And again, it's a lot of people that watching you, whether you know it or not, and that's young and old, and how you going to respond in a crisis, or how you going to deal with a disagreement, or how you going to, be this way on Monday, and on Sunday morning, what them old people say, on Sunday, and they're getting on a Monday. I ain't preached it a long time. I was just ready to feel like I did. It was in my spirit.
Well, go ahead then. Preach a little bit.
But I'm excited, man. I think, and I hope that whoever's viewing this, don't take take that role lightly. I think, and when you come into a union, there is a lot of work to be done. Just because you love a person or you feel that vibe, again, I think Mark, we talked about this before. When the honeymoon is over,
there is a vow to keep.
you still got
You made
to
a vow between,
go get it. You know what I'm saying? And sickness and health.
You promised.
To death do us part.
You put your right hand on there and said,
Good God Almighty.
to the end.
Yeah.
And that's something I take
When your money is funny,
to the grave. Because,
your change is strange. And your credit just won't get
It is forever a job.
But communication is important. So if there is something, and you guys are listening to us right now, on the sound of our voice, if there is a need that needs to be met, or a need that is unmet, it needs to be presented with love.
That is a key thing, because I feel like, and I don't mean to cut you off, brother.
Nah, you good. Come on.
But
Come on with it.
approach, I can speak from you, approach is everything.
All of us.
I feel like once it gets to a point to where I feel your approach is like way off, especially after, the resolve has already been, if not directly stated, but the approach goes left. At that point, you lost me.
Yeah.
At that point,
I think that's what everybody does, not just men.
it's
women
literally
too.
fight or flight. So I'm trying to, I've done all the ducking, I've done all the, swaying, I've done all the juking, and the blows are not stopping. So now it's fight or flight. Now it's time to fight back.
Yeah.
And that's, again, I will definitely not be a proponent to say that that's the best way to communicate, because it's not. But as this has been stated multiple times, we are human. We are human. We express our feelings and emotions differently. Men, totally different from women.
Yep.
And that's something that's just how life has been. I don't think that'll ever change. But there's only so much, like, your approach is everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if you're coming to me with an issue, I can be honest and say that depending on what the issue is, if it's something that, apparently I'm not doing right or have not done right, I'm like, okay, I can hear you. I hear you say what it is. And again, because we're resolve driven, okay, well, bet I'll just start doing that. I can see how you feel about that, or how it made you feel that way. Bet. I mean, that's an adjustment, and that's nothing that I wouldn't do to try to keep the resolve going. Bet, I got it. But instead, it's a continuous thing of when, again, I guess that's again where it's kind of the hearing to listen versus hearing to respond. After I've, obviously there's no time frame on how long you are supposed to hear to listen before you start to respond. But I think by the time I'm starting to respond, I already got the resolve here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because you're coming to me with the issue means I'm the one with the issue.
Yeah.
So you give me the issue, you tell me you like red versus blue. Okay, blue is out the picture then. Bet. What we doing? What we eating? You know what I mean? I already got the resolve. Bet I got it. I get it. I see how you feel. And I guess maybe again, when we're talking about communication, the acknowledgement part. And I think even that, could be a whole nother episode too, because it's like, versus me verbalizing and saying, I acknowledge how you feel, and in turn, I'm going to do it this way. Is that something that you're looking for me to say? I acknowledge how you feel, and I'm going to do A, B, and C to resolve.
I would say most of the time, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good question. If y'all watching this, in the comments, put your response to that.
Yeah.
Do you want the physical acknowledgement, or do you just want to see the change?
Do you want to see the change?
Yeah.
And if the change happens, is it to you? Does it feel like? I mean, what would it take for you to feel like it's genuine? Because I also hear, I've been in the game a long time, but I've seen it, even just being out in Walmart, where somebody will intentionally do something in efforts to change.
Yeah.
And it's like, you only did that because
Exactly.
I said so.
Exactly.
you know what I mean? So please put that in the comments. We wanna have some feedback. We wanna have some dialogue about that because I honestly feel like if you do the things that Dodie was talking about, the acknowledgement piece, the way that it's expressed, and then somebody who genuinely loves you makes that adjustment and really steps back and say, "Man, maybe I could have done that better." Okay,
reflection in myself.
let me start. I've been doing it this way for 40 years.
Let me see if that works.
Let me try this.
And I think that's the biggest
You know what I
thing
mean?
too, is being able to have that self-reflection.
Yeah,
Because
you
know,
Mike
if you're
Jackson even told you, look at you.
if you're bringing the issue to me, I automatically have to self-reflect now. But exactly what could you yourself have done to make this a more pleasant interaction, a more pleasant, communication session? So
True.
because clearly, again, we're both human, and especially when you have feelings and emotions tied to it, it'll come out sometimes, just raw and rugged. And we as men, I can speak for me, you, him, her, that's playing him, that we have our own internal censor/filter.
Yes.
To where I can have what do you call it? A Ryu from Street Fighter ready to it, but yet I hold that back. I hold that back. I suppress that.
Get some credits.
Because I would never want you to feel the jabs that I'm taking. I'm taking the jabs essentially for both of us.
Yeah.
Because, again, your emotions, your feelings are tied to it. And though I'm listening to hear, maybe sometimes listen to respond, I'll be honest, I'm still taking it in. But it's like I can't give you raw, unedited cut because I love you enough to still want a resolve.
Yeah.
And I know giving you the extra is not going to get to that resolve.
It's
not going to get to the happy place. It's not going to get to an understanding to where I hear you. I'm acknowledging because I'm giving a resolve, but yet if your approach is off, like it's hard to put that back on the rails at some point.
With you saying that though, could it be taken as, I hate using that word, fake? Could it be taken as fake if you decide? Because we're supposed to be honest with our.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I feel like
Hold
there's
that thought,
a fine
because
print.
that's another thing. Please put that in the comments.
Yeah.
Women and men alike always say, please keep it 100 with me.
Yeah.
Keep it 1,000. If your significant other is really keeping it raw and relevant with you, can you handle it? Or will it ignite another
Fight.
fire?
Fight.
I ain't talking about the time that Luther Vandross was talking about. I'm talking about a fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so put that in the comments. Please let us know. All right, now continue. I'm sorry. I want that to
Because
be.
that's what it was leading to.
Yeah,
Is can your significant other handle that?
Yes, we need to know. Because I've seen, again, man, listen, people say keep it 100 with me. But you asked me for my honesty. The other portion is, man, this gonna lead into another episode. This is another thing that come up, and I don't want to forget. So let's get it on tape. When you ask for that truth, and you asking for your spouse's truth, their truth, not your truth, not your girlfriend truth. Not your mama and them truth. You asking him for his truth. And when he giveth, don't try to
flip his truth.
That's
not his truth.
To their truth, to fit the truth that you think that he should have because he your husband and whatever. That's a real thing. Okay, so the question is, can you stand the rain? Can you handle the truth? If it is given to you. Obviously, it's going to still be given out of love.
Yeah.
But you're asking for the truth.
Yeah.
All right? Whew. Boy, that's gonna be interesting.
That's gonna be a good one.
Please put that in the comment.
We need to have that conversation.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like
I almost
that would
kind of
be a
feel
good
like
one.
that should possibly be one to where we actually have the women come in on. I feel like.
Maybe.
Now, granted, I feel like it's gonna be heated, but I feel like that's
But it'd be fun.
we got to get the people
know.
what they want.
But I also want it. It'll be recorded.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We can rewind and say, no.
No.
This-
You said.
This is what you said, dog.
Yeah.
Yo, come here, baby.
You said.
It was
You
that.
can
handle
Which
this.
one was it, dog? Okay, hold on, right there.
I got a small 10-second clip that I cut out and set to the side for this very moment. You know. So,
Guess what? That paint color you picked ain't work. Nah, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Can't stand it.
Why you choose them eyelashes?
You like a butterfly at the face. It's too big. I don't like
Man,
it.
did y'all see that thing where them people was parked up at the red light and thought it was a bird beside because that girl had them eyelashes?
Boy, see. Nobody told her the truth. Oh, girl, that look good.
Yeah.
Girl, that look
That
good.
homegirl you trust.
You got a flamingo on your face.
You know?
Girl, you look good. You gonna kill him with that one, sure.
Literally.
That ain't it.
That's the truth. That ain't it. But listen, guys, listen. The whole objective, again, is to put things in the atmosphere in order for us to have
That conversation.
those conversations. And trust me, sometimes the conversations are going to get rough. But just do me a favor. Go into it with the right mindset. Again, it's better to bring it out while it's a thought before it turns into this big problem.
Yeah.
Okay? If we can nip it in the bud right at the
beginning
At
stage.
the birth.
in the beginning.
You know, before it becomes a thing to where we've lost what the problem actually is.
Right. Oh God, boy, you
You
bringing
know,
up that's
This problem started over here, but down the line is because, I didn't pick up my beard trimmings or something. No, that ain't the problem. What is the problem? But let's nip that problem in the bud when it starts, not something so small.
yeah.
Yeah.
What else you got, baby?
Man, my cup is empty right now.
Yeah.
I feel like I said, communication it'll forever be. I think we could do multiple episodes on communication
Multiple.
because I feel
Everything
like
leads back to
it's so
communication.
multifaceted. And again, like I said, I'm not perfect, man. I don't proclaim to be the perfect
I
communicator.
don't think nobody.
I don't proclaim to really and truly, if I'm being 100% honest, know how to communicate because I feel like again, if the approach is off, like communication is over.
Yeah.
There
But
is no
it's a learn check, and it's something that you got to keep working at.
Exactly. It ain't something that you should, you're gonna get it one time and then you use that same template for everything because that's like the situation is gonna be different. So it's like it's ever changing, man.
Yeah.
It is an evolving thing.
No perfect person.
Fact.
No perfect person.
Well, check it out. We appreciate y'all for this. Your goal is to make sure your good days outweigh your bad days.
Exactly.
'Cause some coming.
Yeah.
And some will be under your control, and some will be absolutely
Completely out of your control.
out of your control.
You didn't even know it was coming.
I'm talking about everybody as bad as the weatherman tell you it's gonna rain and then it snow. Like you just don't know what. You know what I mean?
That's something that you can't control.
And you can't control it. You
Yep.
can't control it.
Let's
And
not
you
leave
know
y'all
something
out.
was crazy is I found out, man, and I know we gotta go. I have found out that people who are really seeking to be married, see y'all rubbing off on me, are really in this season taking some initial steps to do the research and to not only do the counseling as a group, as a couple, but to do some individual training. And this is some in-depth stuff, but to get around the right people and to learn a lot of these principles going in so that they don't make some of the mistakes we made in the beginning, but also to be able to foresee or to pull from other married people or even people who have done the research and saying, okay, these are my boundaries, this is what I'm looking for in my husband and my wife. So on and so forth. So anyway, we also want you to continue to follow the Crown Kings podcast as we try to bring you questions, answers, solutions to everyday and resolution. Ooh, boy,
Exactly. That is the resolve.
that was good.
And again, these
He
resolves
said he wasn't
are,
rapping.
you know,
Not today, not today. I just seen it at Take It, so.
yeah. So,
But yeah, go ahead, man. Close it down. Let's get on up out of here.
prime time, man.
Find us
So,
some chicken and
yeah.
cheeseburgers.
Good stuff, man. Y'all be sure to follow the team, and we'll see y'all out there, man. That it is what it is. We out of here.
We out.
Crown King.
Crown King.
Outie. Love you, mama.
My money, my love, what it needs to grow. I'm calling all kings to the flow. Calling all kings to the flow.
So rise up all my kings, gotta stand tall and strong.
Unleash your power today and let your voices belong.
Together we'll break the chains.
The chains that try to confine,
I am my brother's keeper.
and it's our time to shine.
Calling all kings to the flow. I'm about my business, you know. Keep it 100 is my faith in God that keeps me on the go. About my money, my love, what it needs to grow. I'm calling all kings to the flow.
Be sure to go check out that new single, Calling All Kings, featuring the Crown Kings, in stores now.
I am